The English Premier League is one of the most competitive leagues in the world. Every team wishes to survive and possibly qualify for European competition. However, that isn't always the case. Smaller teams, especially the ones who gain promotion, can end up setting some unwanted records. In this video, let's take a look at the worst performing teams in Premier League history. Sunderland, 2002-03. The 2002-03 season was Sunderland's worst ever Premier League season at the time. Although out of the relegation zone at Christmas break, the second half of the season would prove to be disastrous, as they managed to pick up just 2 more points until the end of the season. They also set a new record of losing 15 straight games with 21 goals scored all season. Kevin Phillips bagged 6 of those 21 goals. The club managed just 19 points all season with a massive goal difference of -44. Aston Villa, 2015-16. Aston Villa started 2015-16 off with a win against Bournemouth, but it was all downhill from there. Villa had a run of 6 straight losses, culminating with coach Tim Sherwood's sacking. His replacement Remy Gard took over, and was no different as he led Villa to an 11-game losing streak. The club never recovered from the sale of Christian Benteke for £32.5 million and only scored 27 goals for the season. Villa spent close to £60 million on transfers, including almost £11 million on Jordan Ayew. He would top score for Villa with 7 goals in the league. A young Jack Grealish had a good season, but it wasn't enough to avoid relegation, ending Aston Villa's run of 28 consecutive seasons in top-flight football. This was their worst ever performance, as they ended with a mere 17 points. Huddersfield Town, 2018-19. Huddersfield Town survived their first season in the Premier League, but it all came crashing down the season after. The 2018-19 Huddersfield side was one of the worst teams in Premier League history. The club made their biggest signing and earliest relegation of all time. Sunderland, 2005-06. Sunderland is perhaps one of the worst teams in the Premier League. How could the club get any worse than their 19-point total in the 2002-03 season? The 2005-06 Sunderland team somehow managed to, with just 15 points for the season. The main problem lay with Sunderland having a dull transfer window, spending just £4.25 million on players. This was far below Premier League standards. Striker John Stead joined from Blackburn for £1.8 million, and goalkeeper Kelvin Davis from Ipswich for £1.25 million. Ultimately, Sunderland would finish with only 26 goals and conceded 69 for a differential of -43. Stead was well off the pace, scoring just 1 goal in 30 appearances. Davis managed only 4 clean sheets in 33 games. Mick McCarthy was sacked in mid-February with Kevin Ball taking over as caretaker manager for the rest of the season. Derby County, 2007-08. And finally, when it comes to the worst teams in the Premier League, look no further than Derby County's 07-08 season. They are the worst team in Premier League history. The club won just 1 game all season against Newcastle United. The club had a disastrous campaign thanks to a lack of transfers. Kenny Miller was their top goal scorer with just 4 goals. Head coach Billy Davies was sacked in November, and his replacement, Paul Jewell, couldn't turn things around. The Rams ended up creating several unwanted records. They finished with the lowest Premier League points total in history with 11 points. They matched Loughborough's Football League record of just 1 win in a season, which was set in 1899-1900. Derby County were officially relegated on the 29th of March, making them the first club in Premier League history to be relegated in March. They also conceded the most Premier League goals in a 38-game season, scored the fewest goals, tied only with 2020-21 Sheffield United, and set the worst ever goal differential. And guys, there you have it. These are the 5 worst teams in English Premier League history. Are you a fan of any of these clubs? Let us know in the comments below. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed watching this video, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you can see our upcoming videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.